Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Bryant from Old Orchard Beach Chiropractic. I wanted to take just a few minutes today and tell you why I became a chiropractor and really how it saved my life too. Probably about 10-15 years ago when I was in the Army, I was just doing sit-ups one day for physical fitness, and I felt something pop in my lower back. I figured I was a young kid, I could hop up and run it off and we'd all be fine. I know a lot of us have said that. But this one didn't go away. So after a couple days I went on sick call, went to the hospital, talked to a doctor, and the greatest miracle of medicine is anti-inflammatories. So that's what I got. You know, here's some anti-inflammatories, come back to see me in another month. I found typical with taking medication that I felt great when I took it, but when I didn't take it, pain didn't go away for me on this one. So another month came along and went back to see the good doctor again and said, you know, it's still not working. And he said, well, let's take a picture of you. Where do you hurt? And I said, my hip, right on my hip. And he said, well, go get a picture. And we got the picture, came back, and the hip looked fine. Of course, they took a picture of the wrong spot. I learned right then that I need to listen to patients a little bit better. But more than that, what the treatment was for me was a stronger anti-inflammatory, a stronger drug. And so I went back, took that for another month, and still no really alleviation of my problems. In fact, I had felt that my foot started getting painful as well, and something that's pretty common we see now because my walk was changing. So I went back after another month, went to see the good doctor again and said, Doc, you know, he said, how do you feel? I said, well, you know, I feel great when I'm on the pain meds, but I'm 20 years old. I can't be on pain meds for the rest of my life. This isn't going to work for me. And he said something pretty interesting then. He said, you know what? You just sprained the joint. You're fine. You're healed. Get back to work and stop faking it. And that was pretty alarming to me. And then he suggested that I could maybe be put on some depression medication because I might have some depression. I left there feeling pretty down. Thought that I had no idea what to do next. And a good friend of mine who worked with us as a civilian contractor said, you know, you hurt your back, why don't you go see a chiropractor? And I said, well, I've tried everything else, I might as well go because this certainly isn't working for me. I'm not going to be on pain meds for the rest of my life. So I went to see a chiropractor. The good doctor again sat down, listened to me, and took a couple pictures to evaluate what my spine looked like, the condition of it, and came out and gave me a chiropractic adjustment. For the first time I felt like, oh man, that was right where I needed it. That was exactly what I needed to have done. And that's where I decided I wanted to be a chiropractor. I knew I wanted to help people, do something in the medical field, but up to that point I hadn't known what I wanted to do. Now here's the interesting thing, and here's where we talk a lot of times about chiropractic saving lives. So was it an emergency that my hip hurt, that my back was out of place? No. You know, do you think of it as a normal life-saving procedure? No, not at all. But since then, I've become an expert rock climber. I race bikes. That's what I do for fun. I have a family. I need to provide for my family here as a chiropractor. And I look back now and I really wonder how successful I would be at those things if I still had the same thing, if I was still dealing with this pain that I had in my hip for what would be probably near 15 years now. And the answer really is no. So when chiropractors talk about chiropractic saving lives, sometimes, man, it can be a life and death situation when we save a life. But oftentimes, we're putting quality back into your life. We're putting quality back into the quantity of years that you want. And that's just what I wanted to share with you today. So I'm glad that I made that decision to be a chiropractor, and I hope I can help you. Thanks.